Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land.
So come, let us walk hand in hand, because this is our land. Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique belong to all of us, and we have a duty to enhance it, to transform it. It's easy to complain. It is easy to blame somebody else. But when it comes to building, when it comes to working diligently to make it better, to enhance it, to solve the problems of our times, a lot of people tend to run away or cover up, as one may say. It is time for the brave. It is time for those who are committed to nation building to step forward. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. And I want to this morning ask the question: when you look at the NNP, do you really see the NNP as visionaries, as a party and group who can take Grenada to a new level or in a direction that is better than where we are today? And I ask this question because it seems as though every good thing that this government does, the NNP will condemn it. The NNP would be against it. Something as good as the new teaching hospital facility, the NNP already start criticizing, start condemning this visionary project. And you ask yourself, why? Why? It's like you want clean drinking water, but you don't want the inconvenience of Nawasa digging up the road and laying the pipes so that you can get the clean drinking water. So you will complain, you will grind and groan that the roads are bad and the roads are bad, and you will still complain that you have problems in getting water. So if they attempt to bring the water to you and they have to dig the road, lay the pipes, and do that kind of thing, you have problem. Same thing with the NNP. Okay, you want to see good healthcare, better healthcare, but you don't want the NDC to embark upon a project as the teaching hospital facility because you think it will take too long. That project would take, let's say, 8 years or 10 years and or 14 years or 15 years, right? Long term. What they want is to see something done now. And while things are being done now, they just can't see that. or they're not interested in that because their talking points are their talking points and they don't want that to change. That's the situation that we face because any reasonable person who visits the hospital will tell you that anything that's metal, right? Metal, anything that could be corroded, that could be rusted, that is actually happening in the hospital because the NNP built this hospital almost in the sea. Almost in the sea. And they were warned, do not build this hospital there because rusting will take place. It would corrode the beds, the equipment, the everything in the kitchen and everywhere else. Anything with iron and steel and anything like that, there will be quick corrosion. Rusting will take place. It will spoil the stuff. So yes, the doctors and the nurses, they are trying their best to make do with the situation. But we have to face it. Where the hospital is, it is not the right place for it to be. Also, navigating, getting to the hospital is another challenge. It's like the colonial masters wanted the hospital to be there to penalize the people. You have to come up this long step, and even if you're driving, you have to navigate that particular area to get to the hospital. And when you reach there, there is no parking. So that too is a problem, a serious problem. So it is not the right place for it to be. And in this day and age, you need a helipad. What if something happens out there with, let's say, a yacht, a mega yacht, and they need, because they normally have helicopters and so on those yachts, right? They may have a helicopter on the yacht, and they may want to fly and have the person be attended to at the hospital. That cannot be done at a general hospital. All right. So we have to think beyond just the same old way, or same old ways. And that is why the government of Grenada decided they would embark on this very important project, which is a modern teaching hospital facility. And when you hear teaching hospital facility, because I listened to Domrod Oliver yesterday, or Nimrod Oliver, I think is his name, and he is giving people this false idea that this thing will be competing with SGU. No. SGU is a university, and SGU already signed an MOU with the government of Grenada, and they are working with the government of Grenada because they want that to be a reality. SGU wants the teaching hospital facility to become a reality, and the economy wants that, because if you have a teaching hospital facility, consideration will be given first and foremost to that teaching hospital facility before the students go to the United States or the United Kingdom. In the first case, why did they come to Grenada to study to become a doctor? You think they don't want to complete their studies here? The clinicals or the practical aspect of their studies? They want to complete everything here. They can be an intern in any facility in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom. They can do the internship. But the practical, the clinical aspect of their studies, that is a part of qualifying to become a doctor. So this guy got it all wrong because he's speaking, well, he made reference to SGU, and he alluded to the fact that it's a United States of America university, and the students normally have to go to the United States or United Kingdom. So we know that to do the practical aspect of the training. But if you have that here, if SGU has that here in Grenada through the teaching hospital facility, then there is no need to have the students leave Grenada and go to the United States or go to the United Kingdom. Or you leave it open that they have three options now: Grenada, remain here, or go to the United States, or go to the United Kingdom. And many of them would opt to stay here. And once you have a teaching hospital facility, then you would have a lot of specialists who will be at that facility. And it is good for all of us, because instead of having to raise funds and go overseas to do the surgery or the medical work, that can be done right here, right? Right here in Grenada, once you have that teaching hospital facility. All right. So I am simply saying, folks, just bear with me for a moment. Let me just take this call.
Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, hey, so much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us go hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Right. Thanks there for your patience. I had to take that call. But I'm simply saying, if you understand what a modern teaching hospital facility is all about, then you would be comforted. You would be happy that this thing is coming, because it would help Grenada, the economy, because it's not just like a simple general hospital. It's far more than that. It's like a health and wellness facility or facilities. It's like a village you go in to get well. And it would be like health tourism. People will be coming here to get well, and the economy will get a serious boost. That is what you want. Do you know how much money goes out of this country for healthcare? Do you know the amount of people who would leave Grenada to go to get health or check up, do all the tests and all the this and all of that overseas? Hundreds of millions of dollars. go out of the country, right? So let me just.
This also goes for every Trinbagonian who want to live in a foreign land. Now is the time to come home and do something instead of staying out there and freezing. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production.
Yes, just one of those mornings. All right. So a lot of people leave Grenada, they go to the United States, they go to Canada, they go to the United Kingdom, they go to Trinidad, they go to Barbados, they go other places for you know, surgeries, for health checkups, and to visit the doctor, and for medical reasons. Millions and millions of dollars leave Grenada and go out. Millions, excuse me, millions of dollars. So if we have such a facility here with different specialists and so on, it would help the economy in a big way. But you see, the NNP, they don't understand. And simple, ordinary Grenadians understand this thing, you know. But the NNP, caretakers and leaders and whoever within NNP, they're seeking to mislead the public. A teaching hospital facility is very, very important. SGU wants a teaching hospital facility here in Grenada. Come on, any university would want that. They want the students to come here and complete their studies and become a medical doctor. That is what they want. When the students leave here, go to the United States and do their clinical or the practicum as they call it, they come back here to graduate, you know. Yeah. So I'm saying it will be good for the economy because these students, they are leaving for 2 years. 2 years. So the person who has apartments, guest houses, apartments, and so on, they would lose that revenue because the students, they're going for 2 years. And when they come back, it's just to graduate. The rental will lose that revenue, the rental service. The person who does, who has the little bars and clubs, the kind of social thing, right? Entertainment and so on. In those areas, they would lose that kind of people, right? Patrons support, they would lose that. The people who have supermarkets and shops, right? They depend on people come in and buy. So you're talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 people going. Come on. So it will help the economy and it will help our people in many different ways. So once they can stay here, it would be a plus. It would be a plus. The reason why they're leaving is because we don't have a teaching hospital facility with all the specialists and so on here. So you have to find ways of generating revenue, and that's a good way to do it. And then you would have people who are looking for wellness, who are looking for specialist doctors to do X, Y, and Z. Do you know that there are people here who would be recommended or referred to by doctors to go to a doctor hall in Canada, in the United States, in England, in Trinidad, Barbados, and other places like that? You ask some of the people in government, where do they go to do their medical? or those who were in government, from Keith Mitchell go all the way down. Anytime you hear that they're doing the medical or they went to do the medical, when you hear went, it's not in Grenada, outside of Grenada. So you want to be able to do that right here. You want people to be visiting Grenada for that purpose. Because a lot of money is involved in the whole healthcare industry. A lot of money. So this is a visionary move. But the NNP, they have no vision. They cannot see this big picture. So all they're zeroing in on is the hospital. And then they would concoct stories, tell lies about shortage of medication and shortage of all kind of stupidness that they would talk about. But you ask them, who closed down the TAMCC School of Nursing? The NNP. We had a local school here teaching people how to become a nurse, making them a nurse. All right? Teaching them all the skills required, all the, required to be a nurse. And we were rated as one of the best when they go to do the RN exam, the regional nursing exam. They would pass with flying colors, right? And then when they go to give service as a nurse in any of those islands, they would rate them among the best. The NNP closed the thing down. Close it down. It's sad. And then they would complain about shortage of nurses. And nurses are leaving to go to greener pastures and so on. But the NNP call these nurses thieves, chicken thieves. And they embarrass them, they berated them publicly. The NDC came into power and they gave them $500 on their salary. The doctors, $1,000 on their salary. So who really care about healthcare in this country? So the NNP, they have good talking points, huh? Talking points. But you ask them, what have you done? What has NNP done in 23 years and a half to improve the healthcare situation in the country? Look at the state of the medical stations, the clinics, or the polyclinics, in your village, in your constituency, in your community. They never maintain it. They never, upgrade it. They never nothing. The NDC had to come and do that. And they're still doing it because they have a lot of work to be done, a lot of work to do in that area. A lot of work. They tow those facilities and you look at the condition. A lot of work. Yes, they started, they did some, but they had to continue. The NNP never focused on maintaining anything. You ask them, you close down the School of Nursing, the TAMCC School of Nursing, where a simple person from humble background could have easily go and become a nurse because it's TAMCC School of Nursing. So once a person wanted to go into that field, they go into TAMCC and then they become a nurse. They train them. It was really good. I could recall going in the TAMCC School of Nursing on humping occasions. Every year they would invite NADMA to do a course, right? To do a aspect of the training. So NADMA will be called in, and I was asked to do it on a number of occasions, right? So I went in there, and it was, really good. And I could recall going to SGU and do a similar course when they just started the public health program at the nursing program at SGU, right? I could recall going there and doing that many years ago, right? Many years ago when they just started the program. I I I I, I think it's on Facebook. So when they but while there, I realized it was a mix of students, not just Grenadians. You're talking about anybody who could afford all around the world. It was not just Grenada thing, but the TAMCC School of Nursing was a Grenada thing, where some student from, let's say, um, St. Patrick could decide, I'm going to be a nurse, and I would apply. They go through TAMCC and they get in the program. That is what TAMCC did. It made nursing accessible for ordinary Grenadians, for ordinary Grenadians. But when you have to go to SGU, it's a whole different ball game. I'm not saying to you it is bad, but I'm simply saying to you, you have to find the money somewhere to make it to SGU. It's not cheap. Nope, it is not cheap. But I'm saying all of this to say that the NNP closed the thing down. They shut the thing down. And that was a very important institution within the whole uh, health field, making sure that we have nurses every year coming out of TAMCC doing the regional exam. And it was really reasonable for you speak to nurses now. They went through that same program and became nurses. Some of the best nurses came through that program, right? I was just looking for. I did that thing at SGU some years ago. When they just started that nursing program there, I was invited to do uh, a course of an aspect of that training for them at SGU. All right, it was really good, but while there, you kind of sense it's an expensive undertaking. It's an expensive undertaking. All right, I was just trying to get a little piece of that video, just to show you that what I'm talking about. Who is notified in the clinic? Who is involved in the activation initially? Who is in charge of the clinic plan once it's activated? Just using a guy. What's at the back? So, just a guy. All I need to know is actions you will take after that posting. I want to know the actions. You're a nurse in that clinic. You're in charge. You're working as a team. And as a result, you need to take some actions. Any questions? I will come around and I'll facilitate it. And we have. Excuse me. You can assist them too, Yes, you can assist them if they have any concern. But I suppose you understand that basically an earthquake strike and they have to respond. Right. So so I was telling you, so that was one of the when they just started that program at SGU. So I was called in to do that particular aspect of it for a couple. I think maybe it was a week or two, something like that. But it was really good. It was really good, right? So I've been there, done that. So when I speak to you, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not guessing. All right. So the TAMCC School of Nursing, I was called in on a number of occasions to do, certain aspect of that. So I know quite a number of those nurses. So that school was graduating quite a number of nurses, a good number of nurses every year. All right, they were graduating them. I think that the program was about 2 years or 3 years, but it was really good, and they were graduating from TAMCC, and then they would do the RN exam, and they would get it right every time. But the NNP shut that thing down, and everything is SGU, but not everybody could afford to go to SGU to do that program or that course there. And then they can't take in, you know, a lot of the locals because it's open to anybody and everybody. So a person in Barbados with the money want to become a nurse could apply to SGU and get in. A person in China could do the same thing. India, the same thing. It is what it is. So the Tamsisi School of Nursing was different. The locals, it was just for our indigenous people. The locals, Grenadians, you want to become a nurse? This is the pathway to becoming a nurse. The NNP shut that thing down. They shut that thing down, the NNP. And then where the hospital is located. Remember, there was an old building, the wooden hospital. What the NNP did, they knew they were going to build this new hospital. All right? But because they had their friends who wanted to eat a food, as the NNP administration I'm referring to, they made them repair the old wooden building. And a couple of months after, they just mashed it down. Just to facilitate the new hospital, and millions of dollars gone down the drain just like that with that old hospital. So they repair it, spend millions and millions, and their friends became rich. And then they build this one in the sea, almost in the sea. And if you have any equipment, anything metal, anything iron, anything like that, steel, whatever, you have it rusting. Right? Corrosion is taking over the whole building, the facility. And then you have the mold issue. Remember, there was a period of time when there was serious mold in the building because it must be moist, the walls and everything like that. So it's a serious problem going on there. And then you had the kitchen that was more or less shut down for years. Who came and fixed it and modernize it? Again, the NDC. So the NNP should be the last to talk about healthcare in this country, the last. So the NDC deciding to build this modern teaching hospital facility, this health and wellness village where you can go and become, you could be well, and with living quarters and other things like that, right? You have everything right there. The NNP is condemning and criticizing this thing. They lack vision. The NNP reminds me of the MBPM and then the GULP. That's how the NNP reminds me. The NNP reminds me about those dying political party where they would go on the stage and condemn visionary things like that. This is vision, right? And I hope people are seeing and understanding the play of what is at stake. You have the NNP, who is old-timeish, the NNP, who lacks vision, as the new national party. They lack vision, they lack foresight, right? And then you have the NDC, strong leadership, visionary leadership, a committed team focused on transforming Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. It's totally different. And when you listen to the NNP on their platforms, boy, oh boy, sometimes you wonder, everything they condemning, everything they criticizing, they have nothing good to highlight, nothing good to say. But how is that possible? And some of them, their children, benefiting from the good things that the NDC is doing. There's a certain political leader in this country, son, who benefited from that 100% scholarship in Barbados, either Barbados or Trinidad, right? At UE, that particular political leader's son. So when they talk, they're benefiting. They're benefiting with the kind of support that the government is giving because it was not so under NNP. I think NNP was giving what? 50% or something like that, or 40%, something so, whatever the amount. But the NDC gave 100% to help these students. And that political leader's son benefited from that. So don't make them fool you. Don't make them fool you at all. You hear me? And we have to expose these things because they're making their supporters who they consider to be poor and vulnerable, right? Right. So Keyville, Barbados. So I was right, not Trinidad. Keyville, Barbados. Benefited from the same 100% assistance that they're giving to them. So don't make them fool you. They could fool some people. I know. They could fool some people, not me. So the government is doing a lot to help our people. But when they go on the platform and you listen to the NNP, you believe that the sky is falling down here in Grenada alone and that everything is bad here. Nothing good they have to highlight. Nothing good at all. You have some of them, the roads that they actually driving on to go in the house, the NDC fix it. I could tell you about two of them, the NDC would fix the road to go in the house. I mean, come on. Nothing good they could tell you. They condemning the free tuition policy where students, students going to TAMCC and ULO, they don't have to pay tuition. That's free, thanks to the government. They condemning the free hot meal program. 13,000 students, being fed every day from that program. They condemning that, instead of finding ways and means to help to make the program better. No, they condemning that. The WASH program, where modern bathroom and toilet facilities are being, done for people with pit latrines and open bathrooms. The NNP left 8,715 people messing and using pit latrines and open bathrooms in this country. The NDC trying to get rid of that and help these people. They still condemning that. They condemning that. Every living thing they condemning. I mean, come on. Come on, man. So you have nothing good to say? Nothing good you have seen? Nothing good? Look at the amount of creatives, those young people, artists, photographers, videographers, those in drama, those in cinema, theater, come on, those in arts and craft and so on. They are now radio announcers, DJs, that they are now able to get 100% concession to bring in the equipment and the materials to ply their trade and continue their livelihood. Under the NMP, that was not a thing. That never existed. And they're still getting soft financing where you could access loans at concessionary rates to build a business and so on. But the NNP could see nothing good. Come on. At least, if you have a conscience, you could highlight some of the good things that you have seen. Nothing wrong with highlighting things that need improving, things that you believe is bad or wrong or whatever. Nothing wrong with that. But you just follow them. Only negative. They want to condemn the CBI program. The CBI program funding so many things in the country, but they want to condemn it, criticize it. Everything that's good. Or you have to stop that. Stop it. Because, you see, the Grenadian people, home and abroad, they are more knowledgeable because of the internet. People are self-learning. I see my mother, she works with me here, right? She comes and, well, I call it work, quote unquote, but really volunteering and helping every day. And she would self-learn. She on YouTube. And you hear the kind of video she listening to. She learning. She knowing all what's happening in the world. And if a person goes to the doctor now, they go and search. They would search Google or whatever such engine to find out, well, what is the side effects of this? What can cure this? What is this? Self-learn. You don't even have to wait for the doctor to tell you all of these things. You don't. So internet and access, AI these days, if you want to know something deep sick, um, chat GPT, them different AI softwares, you're getting everything, a whole, you'd have to go and fight up and bust your brain again. Artificial intelligence. No for now. So with information, all this nonsense that the NNP talking on the platform, young people laughing at them, you know. Young people laughing at these people. And you know what I noticed when I go to St. George's and other parts, Grenville and so on, a lot of young people hailing me up. Hey, Kim, what's it, boy? Hey, the boss, da, da, da. You know, it says something. They're listening to the program, they're following what's going down, and they're excited about the future of this country. That's one way to gauge it and glean it. Young people are laughing at the NNP because they're going on that platform and it just vexation. You know, I mean, they're angry and bitter, and they have no plans, no programs, no initiative, nothing. They cannot put nothing on the table. Nil, nothing. And that's the truth. You ask them, but okay, you're condemning this, you're criticizing this, but what's the solution? What's the solution? I think they asked the Nimrod boy yesterday, what Nimrod or Domrod or whatever, Nimrod guy. They asked him, okay, he's talking about some VAT and VAT and VAT, and he start concocting stories about some promise to remove VAT and remove. The guy is a political lunatic. Domrod Oliver is a political lunatic, right? And then GT asked him, uh, but if you remove VAT and so on, where would the money come from to do other things? And wouldn't it affect the economy? And you say, I don't know. Say, I don't know. The boys are damn dumb. He's a political lunatic. He's a political imbecile. Lunatic sounds too nice. Domrod is a political imbecile. You hear me? The boy's up. He's a political fool. He's empty. But they have no solution, no recommendation, no suggestion, nothing. Only just attack, 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 attack. Complain, complain. Bad, bad, bad. Only bad news. Bearers of bad news. That's in days of old, you had people who used to go wrong and announce the death of this person or the death of that person. You never had technology where you get the death news and all them things. So in the village, somebody dies, then there is this person who would go wrong, and so by the time you see the person, you say, "Oh, come boy, somebody dead again." That's the NNP. And then you see the NNP, you could just speculate. They come with some bad news again. Some complaining, some grinding, some groaning. They're part of the complaining industry. That's how they are. And we have to kind of brand them, You have to let people know in advance that is who they are. Tell people that in the days of old, there was this person in the village who had to go wrong and announce the death of people. All right, so other people will know in the village that that person died. Whatever special name they had for them. So they have that's their job. And by the time you see them coming, so they quiet down the road, by the time you see them coming up, you know they are bearers of bad news. They're coming to tell you somebody dead. That's the NNP. The NNP is tantamount to that. Anytime you hear them on a platform, it's just bad news, sad news, sad news. They angry, they vex, they bitter, they sour. And look, there's so many good things happening in this country. So many good things happening in this country. Why not highlight the good things? Yes, you can talk about the bad things too, But let's talk about the good things. Let's balance it up now. Huh? You don't want to do that because you believe Grenadians are so accustomed to just negative, negative, negative. Win 2025, God damn it. Win 2025. Win 2025. Technology makes everything accessible. People are smarter. People are thinking more. People are reasoning better. Don't fool yourself. You're still living 10 years ago. But anyways, folks, just saying again, Saturday coming, we're in New York for this event. All right. 3 years celebrating NDC in power. 3 years. All right. And I am on radio 11 years now. The 15th of May made it 11 years. And all proceeds go towards the radio station and the studio. All right. To build that radio station and studio. So it's at 618 East 87th Street, the backyard. Tickets, $40. Quite a number of people selling and have tickets. Pam, Tweet, The Real Meech, Norma Joseph, Glenroy Bettel, Catherine Peters, Rockin' J, Wagon, and other people. They have tickets. So you can get tickets. If you want to come to the event, it starts at 7 in the PM on Saturday. So I want to encourage you to come and be a part of this. Music by DJ Chris and the DJ Screw, and drinks and food. So come true. It'll be nice. I will be in New York sometime before the event. I don't know if it's tomorrow or Friday, but I will be there before the event. So you can look forward to seeing me in New York before the event. And so too, the Honorable Ron Redhead, Honorable Ian Thomas, and your humble servant, Kim Jones. All right? So the vibes go nice. The vibes go nice. So, folks, I want to wish you all the best. I will be back with you tonight in the hub, starting from 8 in the PM. Take good care and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.